And welcome back to the MEC. We got live coverage of our next match coming up in just a second or two. I'm Tucker Haynes, joined by Mechatronic. We just got done watching a pretty surprising showing by Simpson College, taking Briarcliff all the way to double digits in the second map. But now we have Clarke University versus Cornell College.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when we're watching Cornell, it really just feels like it's kind of the Banthanor show. But I'm excited to see if we can see Cornell put up a little bit of a fight here, hoping for something closer to the CSU Miami Ohio match than the other two matches that have gone on.
Yeah, the only map 3 that we've seen of the first round was Miami Ohio versus CSU, which was statistically an upset. I realistically think you could call it either way because both of these teams are just so powerful. Miami Ohio simply got the better of them that day. Cornell is in for a little bit of a harder treat. Of course, Clarke is the second-rated team right behind of ONU, and we know how dominant ONU is. We know how dominant Clarke has been throughout the season, but I think Cornell might just give it a fair crack. Of course, they got Banthanor. We like to talk about them all the time, but they have a couple of other hard hitters as well. We cannot say that it is simply the Banthanor show because without the rest of the team, Banthanor would simply just be a weird guy with an Odin, and he's a little bit more than that. I mean, you got Cable, Fett. We've seen so much come out. Lamp and Linfor have brought themselves up to be clutch legends. So I'm excited to see how this team fares against Clarke University. Of course, one of the tried and true teams of the MEC.
That's the problem, is that Clarke has this like heavy hitting lineup, right? Stoop has been incredible in the end of rounds. Zerona was really, really good this entire season. Ains Raze has just been insane. They've done things that I did not know you could do on Raze. And Scarecrow and Kang have just held it down in the rest of the round. So it's going to be a very, very uphill battle for Cornell here. But there are players on both sides that are able to get stuff done when they're kind of pushed towards it and getting into it. So you can hope a little bit. We got to see like points of the game, things that we need to see. Cornell needs to get on a run early, right? Their whole thing is they need to start with a snowball. They need to start getting 1-2 rounds, get the pistol, get the conversion, right? They need to start getting the rounds early because Clarke has this great resiliency that we've seen. And if Clarke gets going early, I don't think we're going to see Cornell come up and fix it.
Yeah, we need to see a snowball. Typically, we don't see too many snowballs just rolling uphill. It's typically downhill, but hopefully Cornell can make an exception this time around. Taking a look at the map pick bans, Bind, Ascent, and Split, which is one of the only times that we have not seen Haven throughout the season. Haven absolutely shoved off to the side. We get a Bind and Split, which are two maps that we don't see as much as I think we should.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see less Haven. We've seen a lot of Haven this season. We haven't seen that much Bind, though, so I'm really excited for Bind. Ascent seems to be a neutral ground for basically every team. It looks like everyone's kind of willing to play Ascent. Pretty sure it's the only map that never got removed from the pool since the beginning of Valorant. It's just still been sitting there. Great map. And then we get to go to Split at the end, where that seems to be just generally Clarke's stomping ground. They've done a lot of really, really cool things on Split. So very scared for Cornell if we get to map 3, but they got to get there first. Apparently Haven has never been removed from the pool either.
Yeah, I know that Lotus also has not since it got added, but that's like saying Sunset has been removed. Like it just got added. I don't think Breeze ever got removed. I think it's just been kind of reworked and taken out temporarily, but I don't think they've ever made a change to the map pool just to take it out and switch it up a little bit. So I think Bind, Lotus, and Haven.
Okay, we are getting word from production that Breeze, in fact, was not allowed for a bit.
Never mind, I'm wrong.
It's okay. That's fine. Okay, but regardless, we have two maps here, which are like all three of these maps were release day maps, right? Split was the last map that came out on release, with Bind, Ascent, and Haven. So I'm super excited to see them. Yeah, this can be a fun match.
I feel like Banthanor might get a little bit cheeky on Bind, trying to find some interesting ways to play with that Odin because it's pretty much tried and true. Banthanore's not going to buy anything with the Odin. But the thing about Bind is that there's not really much you can do with it. It's one of those maps that there's a couple of wall bangable spots, but you're going to have a tough time finding them.
I think you could have stopped in your sentence with Banthanore can get creative with the Odin. I think that could have just been the sentence.
You know, that's true.
It is map agnostic. We've seen it on Haven, which is a map that I didn't think it was viable on. I'm not convinced it is, but we've seen it there. This is the first time I haven't seen Banthanore play Viper this entire season.
I've seen them kind of shift between the Viper and the Brimstone a little bit. Notice that we have double controllers on both of the teams. Viper and Astra for Clarke University, and it's Brimmy and Viper for Cornell's side. The chamber is matched, the raise is matched, and the sky is matched. So it's completely the same except for the Astra and Brimmy, which I feel like I say this every time I bring it up, how one controller is better than the other. I feel like Viper, or I feel like Astra is just a little bit better than Brimmy. I know that there is the orbital strike and the molly, but I mean, Viper has a molly. Viper has a Viper's Pit, which is one of the most controlling ultimates in the game. Or Astra has the Cosmic Divide, which is the same, pretty similar. It's very controlling. You can just block off a very big line of sight. So I think Astra's going to be a little bit better, but on Bind, I think Brimstone's not a terrible pick. Astra just has a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, the thing is both teams have this Viper, which gives them the huge wall, right? And that's a huge help on taking sites, and especially as we see right here, the defense, because you can chuck the wall through the teleporter. I do agree with you though. I think Astra is just generally a little bit more versatile on how you want to play. She acts more to me like a initiator and a controller combo. Because of the suck, because of the concuss, right? You can do a lot more initiation stuff with that. As we see Clarke University trying to hit the B site and then running away.
Well, not surprised if Cornell's able to get off to a pretty hot start. Look at how far Ain is, but Banthanore catches wind. They know that the push is coming. Banthanore cannot land the classic shot. Scarecrow simply a little bit better. Drona takes down Linfor as well. Great start for Clarke University as the duelist goes down.
That's so unfortunate. Sky used all the healing right there on Zerona, and then
just to die,
and then just instantly gets one tapped.
One enemy remaining.
One more frag for Zerona. Cable will be the last to fall, and there it is. Clarke University takes the pistol round, only dropping one player, that player being the Chamber. So it could have gotten better, but I mean, you can't nitpick. Good round from CU.
You really can't. I do love the fact that we're seeing Clarke start with something that we've seen them do a million times, right? Which is the site take, where they don't really lose anyone, but they play just kind of passive on the site and wait for the other members to come to them. We've seen it through this entire season, and we continue to see it now. And it's one of the things that made them so strong throughout the entire regular season is that we got to see Clarke just kind of work their way into stuff. That it wasn't this like overwhelming show of force, it was just good fundamentals.
Very sneaky, weaselly team, especially on attack. Their defense has been shown to be a little bit more traditional, but, I mean, hey, you can never beat the basics if you know how to do them. Double blast pack play on to the B site. Drona has complete control. Soup will get this plant down as Cornell is able to trade out a 1-for-1, but Ain is immediately able to strike Banthanore down. No more smokes for Cornell, which is detrimental.
Yeah, Cable's left in this site, and it's just Fett goes down really quickly. Lend is down, and Cable's the last one. It doesn't look like they're not ready yet, right? And that it's okay. It's the second round. You don't really have guns. That's all fine. This is where we start to expect and hope that Cornell can make a little bit of a difference in the rounds. They've got rifles up. They've got the Banthanore Odin out. There's a lot of ability that they have now with higher firepower than Clarke to maybe hold a site, even if you can't win this round, make it real close, right? You won around 4 up for Clarke and then 3 up for Clarke. You need to start on thinking about the economy, even though it's only round 3.
Shots from Ain, not quite able to connect. But they do a little bit more damage than their counterpart was able to. In comes the Odin. Banthanor should have expected it this early on. Soup jumps up on top of the box and takes down the Odin. That gets rid of a lot of suppressive fire. Len 4 counter strafes into the frag onto Soup, weakening the push of Clarke University, halving their smokes, leaving it all up to the Viper for sight denial. Oh, Ain pushes up. Fett gets swung on. Ain somehow comes out with that frag.
Ain is so good at that. He's so good at just raw aiming, raw peeking a corner, and just making sure that he always has an advantage. You saw how he sectioned everything off, how he just made sure that he was only taking that hallway one, like, 10 pixel unit at a time. As we see Len 4 peeking out, can't grab anything, goes down to 11 HP.
Spike down A.
And peeks out, sees Viper, cannot land the shot. Len 4 is really low. This might be a 2 versus 3, but when one of the players only has a tiny little sliver, then it might as well be a 3 versus 3, or a 2 versus 2, I should say. 1 for 1 as Ain forced into a 1 versus 2, able to find the first, but they still need to land the shot onto Cable. They know where they are. The flash comes out, but it gets shot down immediately. Shot is found, but it's on the arm, and Cable actually somehow not taking a single point of damage. They clutch this round out.
Yeah, so even though Ain lost that, I want to bring it up again. We saw it earlier in the round where Ain was able to segment off Showers as he cleared that corner, how he just did it like 10 pixel groupings. He did the same thing there to Cable, but Cable was ready for it and did this great play where he flashed out and he knew that Ain was going to look away or Ain was going to shoot the bird, and he transitioned to the other side. Right, so Ain is doing this segmented clear, which is great if you know where the person is, right? They're segmenting this clear over toward the side.
Let's start this party.
But when the sky comes from the other angle, there's nothing you can do, right? You're not prepared for that. So it's a really good play by Cable to mess Ain up a little bit.
Very hard buy for Cornell Esports. They, of course, lost, or they won the bonus round, but they might as well have lost it. They lost 4 of their players, only able to keep 1 gun over. So if you noticed, a lot of these players are stuck with pistols. Clarke University can't say the same about it. I mean, look at Drona. They have a Vandal, 150 HP, and this should be a fairly easy round as long as they play their cards right, and so far they are. Kang gets 1, Zona drives 1 as well. Chambers down, Brimstone's down, half your smokes are gone, and this should be an easy ride out for CU.
Yeah, I mean, this is a total turn on the last round, right? You kind of expect them to lose the last round just based on, buying everything. Lamp, though, was able to get one with a shorty. Okay, sure. Kang's able to get one and then dies to another. This round, I think, was a little closer than it really needed to be. But you know what? Clarke won it. 3-1. That's a turn back onto Clarke's turf.
Yeah, a lot closer than Clarke University probably drew it up to be, but it's all right. You still have economy. You still have everything that you could ever want. And I mean, hey, even if you died, you got those ult orbs. Every time you die, you get an ult orb, so that will help you out a little bit. So it's not all bad. Cornell Esports might also get some ult orbs, and they might get a little bit more weaponry and a little bit more money. But overall, I still think Clarke University is in the driver's seat. Cornell, of course, Banthanor has the Odin right back. The tour de force going to get popped on the offensive side. Oh no, Soup. Somehow Banthanor comes out with that shot, wins the fight.
Whew. Banthanor Odin is just a legendary creature that you cannot stop, except when you walk into him with a Vandal like Kang just did. Other than that one edge case, impossible to stop the Banthanor Odin. I do like
walks up. Oh
Sad.
no!
I do like how Cable was holding that, and that was really, really well done by Cable, making sure again an off angle. This is the game plan that Cornell needs to win here. Is they need to do weird stuff. They need to do what Clarke isn't expecting of them, because on just like a player to player basis, right? Earlier when we pulled up the 2 rosters next to each other, I don't think that there is a great way that I can see an insanely good oh, this player just head to head beats this player and then you win kind of thing.
30 seconds left.
Right, Ain doing stuff like that is just kind of normal for this team. Zerona jumping around, kind of just normal for this team. This was a 2v4.
That's a good spot.
I'll finish my point after this because this isn't actually a 2v4. And Ain's got the tour de force still up. Kind of making himself open there. Misses the shot onto Cable. That does take him out.
Player standing.
One player left. Zerona sitting in U-Haul. He's got a lot of work to do. Toxic. Screen goes down. Okay, Zerona. Okay.
Oh my. Oh
Okay.
my.
Okay.
What a round from Clarke University. They, all in all, should not have won that out. I mean,
No,
Cornell
they
College
shouldn't have.
Yeah,
Just,
Cornell
like,
College had
straight
a
up.
4 versus 2, and Clarke University just says, you know what? Bring it on. Zerona and Ain teaming up to get 4 of the best kills that I have seen in a
whoa.
long while.
There's a weird thing we got to talk about that's happening right now. So Lenford just bought an operator. Okay, he sold it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We don't need to talk about it. So going back to what I was saying before the 2v4 thing started happening, the way Cornell, the like way they win the series is by they need to do wacky, weird, crazy stuff that you don't expect. That's kind of the huge thing that they really need to take care of, because otherwise, if you just go traditional to traditional, Clarke wins every time.
For sure.
That's just all. That's all it is, right? So Cornell needs to do some weird stuff like pushing through smokes. I love what Lamb just did here. This weird aggression through smoke, great. The weird off angles that Cable's been holding, great. Keep doing weird stuff.
Last pack on the site.
Get him.
A is completely clear. Easy plant for Clarke University, and Drona gonna push up a little bit further. Should be able to deny the push from CT. Cable catches Soup off guard, but Drona's able to get that trade off. Paint Shell, this should be the end of Lamp, but no.
Did he
They
just not
cross
see him?
through the crosshair of everyone and gets past the window, but unfortunately Ain was watching the exit route. Another solid round from Clarke University. I absolutely love what Cornell did there. They played it a little bit more untraditional. That's going to be the point of them winning this series out. Unfortunately, they just did not have the firepower to make it work. It was an eco. If they try that on a rifle round, I think they'll have some success.
I think you're right. I'm starting to get a little worried.
It's a
little bit. A little bit.
Also.
My worry factor is at like a 42% right now. Okay, like we're not above the 50%. Cornell can still definitely do a lot in this, but this is one of those times that's like, oh yeah, you remove the nameplates and everything looks. Unfortunately, we can't remove the nameplates. There's a problem when Clarke gets 5 rounds on the board to the 1 round of Cornell. You need to start moving a little bit here.
First shot comes out from Cornell Esports. It's the chamber with the op that gets the job done. Showstopper gets brought out. Drona chasing Lamp. Does some damage, but no frag, and
Oh my
Lamp
lord.
comes out on top.
3 HP.
Spike planted.
He got clipped with the edge of the showstopper there, and it was just enough to make sure he was alive. And I don't know what they were doing over on the Clarke University side that said it was a good idea to push that, but they did it. Right, this is the bit where I said that Soup is super good in late round situations. He is making sure that they're on the same page here. They lose the round, but Soup being the cleanup factor is like the huge thing there.
Beautiful retake. Able to keep 2 players alive. Banthanor wisely gives up that ult orb to Lenfor, puts them only 2 orbs away from the tour de force. And I definitely agree with you. The worry factor is definitely starting to rise. I would say
It's going down a little bit now. They won
Yes.
the second round. It's going down a little bit.
since they won that round, that definitely helps it out a little bit. But they're on defense bind. This has been very defender-sided in the past. So for Clarke University to be up 5-2, that worries me quite a bit. It's not terrible. Cornell Esports could go on a run here and go 7-5 at the half, but Clarke University's on fire right now, and they probably should not be.
Yeah, they're cooking it a little bit. There's a little bit of chefing currently happening. We'll see how they continue on this though. One's got to use the rendezvous early in the round, and that could be an issue to start. This is a huge benefit of the Astra. The Cosmic Divide can be used in both an aggressive and a passive way, and Fett is just going to have a difficult time trying to get through this at all.
They're going to wait for it to go down, which could be worse. Banthor holding really close. The double swing. Somehow Banthor's only able to get one. Surprisingly, they're able to come out with a even round.
That's the spike.
Clarke University, 3 versus 3, trades it out to a 3 versus 2. Spike is stranded in a very precarious spot. Got a crossfire on it. Cable, not able to land the shot, leaves it all up to the operator in the 1 versus 3. Whiff Fest for Whiff Fest, and it's Clarke University to end out the round. Scarecrow with the Vandal medium range. There's not much you can do with an op.
Something weird that happened that round was the Astra choosing to not... No one pushed through that Cosmic Divide. It didn't even push up to try and plant the spike. They just used the Cosmic Divide as a time stopper for a minute. They just stopped everything of what everyone was doing. Everyone played real passive for a second. Everyone respected everyone on both sides of the wall. And then they continued the round after the Cosmic Divide fell. It was very odd that no one used that to an advantage in either direction. This is a B hit. This looks like it may be a little quicker than a lot of the other rounds they're doing.
Oh my goodness, Drona.
How does he not die?
I don't know, but he doesn't. Drona's fine. B site completely forfeited over to Clarke University. Viper's pick going to come out, which should, I repeat, should secure this round out. But I mean, we've seen Cornell Esports do some crazy retakes in the past. Fett has to find a way to get this in, and how in the world does the Viper's pit reach that far? That is insane. Drona peeks out, gets one, gets two. Buckle my shoe. 4 versus 3 as the spike's already halfway ticked.
This is the thing, Zerona's just so good. Okay, Fett. Okay, so that helps them out a lot. That's no more Viper's Pit. There's a lot of vision that's coming back from that now. Ain's got one onto Banthor, but there's still 3 players left for Clarke. Fett and Len4 have a lot to do. That's just Fett down. Scarecrow's, there's nothing left that Len4 can do. He's got to run away. All right, so officially Clarke University wins the half here. 7 rounds. Best Cornell can hope for is 5. I think you'd be happy if you got 3 here.
Timeout called. I think Cornell wants a little bit more, but they're calling a timeout on an eco round, which is a very popular strategy, but I simply don't like it. I think for timeouts, you need to wait until you have a bit of money so you can put your strats and what you're conversating about into action. Unfortunately, there's only so much you can do on an eco.
Well, the thing I think that they're doing here with this eco is it's not really because of the eco, it's because of how many rounds are left. There's 3 rounds left in the half, and you are on an eco, right? So you need to make a decision. Do you want to force in here, save, and then buy in the last round? Do you want to save here, half buy next round, full buy in the next round? Or are you looking to force here, full buy next round, and hope to God you win so you have a buy in the last round? Because there's a couple different avenues you can take here in terms of economy. Right, that's your big difference on why they're doing it here, because what your path you choose determines how much you're buying here.
That is very true. You could go full eco, try to force an 8-4. I feel like if it's anything more than 8-4 at the half, this is GG's before the second half even gets started. 9-3 is not an option for Cornell Esports.
Unless there's some sort of curse.
I mean, yeah, we haven't seen too much of the 9-3 curse so far throughout the season.
I'm not talking about the generic curse. I'm talking specifically right here in this game. Unless one of these teams is cursed, whole shaman style, like, I don't see... The curse doesn't really matter.
I think Cornell... So if they let this one go, that's fine, but any more, and that will do it. Drona, oh my goodness,
that's a free
what a
kill.
Play. Absolutely free. Down goes your Sentinel.
They can't do anything.
They
so
really
there's
can't.
4 on the flank here. There's 4 on the flank, and they know there's 4 on the flank. Scarecrow's going to be first point of contact, but Ain's got the backup. That's it. That's the half right here. So that's 8 rounds for Clarke.
That'll be 8. Oh my goodness! You've got to be kidding me. Ain survives with 7 HP. I'm going to be real with you, Mechatronic. If that happened to me, bang, bang, bang. Keyboard in a million pieces.
Okay, so wait. Let's talk about money here for a second, because Cornell is doing one of the options I don't think is the best option. They're buying here on round 11. Okay? So that means they're buying here, and they're hoping to hell that they got enough money in order to bring a buy into the last round of the half. Right, they're staking it on this round and not half buying for the next round or anything like that. Right there, so they're putting their marbles here. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't particularly love it. The flash goes through. Rendezvous used quickly from Len.
I think they need this round.
This is so through. Oh my goodness, the run is so through.
This is a must-win round for Cornell Esports, and they are not must-winning it. If it goes 9-3, then I think this game is over. 10-2, it doesn't really matter. Fantastic dodge and the counter, but Drona floors him! Oh my goodness, it'll be another round that Drona just absolutely goes insane. You should not be doing these things!
So this is at best 9-3, right? But Cornell doesn't have money. They just spent all of it on that round right there, which looked like the same, if not worse, than the rest of the eco rounds. Right? They're just buying up what they can. Right? So a Guardian, a Bucky, a Stinger, Spectres, right? It's not a huge amount. I question the decision of not making sure that you have a good final round buy. I think that it's really imperative to go into your second half with like good vibes, good mental on like, hey, we tried our best in that last round. Because the second you hit a pistol, right, it's everyone's the same.
Viper's Pit from the defense to figure out a way to deny or at least delay the push of Clarke University. They have been running rampant throughout the entire map for about 11 rounds now. This will be the 12th if they're able to do it. Unfortunately, the Viper's Pit not able to cover the entire window. Cosmic Divide as well for Clarke University. This should help them push out a little bit. They bail on the B side. They are going over to the opposite, and they will try their hand at this one.
Oh, they're running.
What are you doing? Banthanor just chasing them down with a Bucky. Does not work out in the slightest. And look at Drona. How does Drona get this far through? Lamp lands one through the Viper's Pit, make it a double kill, but look at how close Drona's playing to the smoke. Somehow, some way, Cornell Esports forces this to a 2 versus 1.
Yeah, but it's a 2 versus 1 against Ain. Ain's been really good this game. That's one, and he's isolated the fight. Okay. That would have been really stylish if you just actually headshot him with the headhunter right there.
Oh my goodness. Ain's gonna try this plant.
I think the plant's the right idea. You have enough space, you have enough try. 47 HP. It's gonna be 2 shots for it. Onto 7 HP. Oh my lord. This is coming so close, and the trademark sorry, the headhunter finishes that. But Clarke couldn't have made that any closer, I don't think.
No, they really couldn't. I mean, it's the best round to do so. You're not saving any money, so why not force the 1 versus 2? Fantastic clutch from Ain, and I doubted Ain too much. You are absolutely right about that, Mechatronic. Okay, so we're at a very interesting spot. Clarke University comes off of the weaker side on Bind, and now they are somehow up by 8. Sure.
Yeah.
They go to defense on Bind, which is the 3rd strongest defender-sided map according to the stats on BlitzGG.
Thank you, BlitzGG, for the stats.
Yes, this should be 13-2 statistically, but Cornell, I think they might have a little bit of fight in them.
I mean, you gotta hope, right? That's what we're here for. You're hoping that there's enough. There's got to be enough somewhere. And Zerona getting killed fully through a smoke, that's some good start to the hope.
Oh my... Are you kidding me? Soup just peeks out, gets a single headshot with the ghost, and ends the life of that poor Sky?
Well, the thing is so
insane.
Early in this round, we've made it 3v3, and Bind is quite difficult to hold in 3v3s. The teleporters are great, but they put you in a really non-optimal place to try and retake a site, especially if you want to group up with your teammates. Especially if you're going from B to A. So you have to go through spawn, which is kind of a long rotate. 40 seconds left in the round, and it looks like Cornell is deciding they want to go here onto the A site, where it's just Soup sitting in U-Haul.
45 seconds for Clarke University to get this retake up and at them. And it looks like they're going to try just a simple CT hit. They got Soup still in U-Haul. Everyone on Cornell is playing a little bit further back. I like this play for the pistol round.
So do I actually really like where Soup is, because I don't think they expect them here. Lamp's got
Able to grab
one.
one.
Last player standing.
Oh my goodness, 1 versus 2. I don't think there's any time.
Yeah, Soup would be the one, though. Satchel pushes him in the wrong direction. Yeah, there is no time. That's it. It's just a question of whether you can get the kill. Well, he got the kills.
That is an ace.
That's an ace for Soup.
That is an ace.
Unfortunately, it doesn't mean anything, but that is still an ace for Soup.
You know
Okay.
what? Clarke University lost that round, but in my heart, Soup absolutely got that ace. That is unbelievable stuff.
I think in the real world, Soup got that ace. I'm pretty sure that's a statistic. I don't think that's changeable.
That's true.
Yeah.
It didn't say it. It didn't say it on the big gray box though. So
No, because there's post round. But we're gonna.
Unfortunately.
There were 5 kills for the same player in the same round, and there's no Phoenix, so that's an ace. Okay, that's all I can say. Cornell need a lot to go right here.
It's a good
This
start
is the
to the
best
half.
chance they. Yeah, this is the best chance they've had in a bit. They've got better weapons. Clarke's really good with the weapons they have, though. That's not saying Cornell isn't, but Clarke's really good with pistols and ecos.
Cornell
And
decided
I'm a little
to take it slow.
All right, so Fett takes down Ain. That's a big target. Ain's been really, really good this match. Zerona, though, I think has just been better. Zerona's been insane. And it looks like they're trying to take the spike over towards B. Right, that one frag was over on B, and they've left Zerona on their own now over on A. I think they're just poking and prodding at this point still. All right, couple shots by Banthanor onto the tube, trying to get something, but they're barely seeing anyone. Clarke University is playing really far back, which I really like here. Right, you want to introduce chaos into the round
30 seconds left.
with the pistols. It's the best way you're going to do it. All right, so they know there are players there. Okay, so there's the first orbital smoke coming down. Lamp's just running through, trying to see. Able to take down Kang. Fett's able to take down Scarecrow. Sheriff. Okay. Zerona had to hit those shots for this to really start to happen. Soup's got 1, but he's not going to have much more than that. 4 to 10. They're starting it. Every round here is must win for Cornell. Especially this one.
Yeah,
Like, this is your conversion round. This is the one that you say, hey, we don't have as good weapons as the other team, but we need to keep this going. Like, they need to keep this going.
for sure.
If they lose this, they're broke. Sorry, no. If they lose this, they buy in the next round. I don't know what I'm saying. They're broke. If they lose this, they buy in the next round, but they only have 2 rounds to play with. Really, 1 round to play with.
Yeah,
So-
if Clarke University wins this bonus round out, they are already 1 away from match point, which is a very scary sight to see when you only have 4. So, nice one, Lamp, casually shooting their own teammate. Banthanor
Thank God
takes
it's
some
not
bullets.
Counter-Strike.
Exactly. Spike gets planted really quickly, but Clarke University is coming in on the retake. They have the strong gun, so they should be able to make this work. But Banthanor teams up with a double Soup, getting kind of in a weird spot, but they somehow make it out alive.
It impresses me every week that I watch Banthanor that he's actually very good with the Vandal and still chooses to buy the Odin.
Oh my goodness.
Baffles me a little bit.
Soup getting
Stoop
the
is just
defuse.
sticking this. Stoop is sticking this. This is a Clarke round. That's it.
You've got to be kidding me. Oh, they had a lineup, and it did not work out in the slightest. It popped off too late. Clarke University steals that round out despite Cornell University keeping themselves alive, getting the last kill as well. The lineup was simply too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to hear through that wall. That's the whole bit of it, is you deprive most of your senses, right? You deprive the seeing, you deprive the hearing, you deprive, well, winning in that case. So you got to kind of just guesstimate when you use that Molotov, and it turned out it was not the right time. Clarke University, those 2 away from winning.
Of course, Clarke University, they don't have as good of guns as they had the last time around, but Cornell is not that much better. This is going to pretty much come down to which team can play better with what they have. Close range, could have used the Judge, but they thought that they would have been better with the Classic. Kang, only able to grab one. Fetch trades it out. Fet gets flashed. Banthanor on the other side is able to take down Soup with the headshots. Close range, Spectre should win that out, but Fet is simply too good, leaving it all up to Ain in another clutch scenario. They've clutched these before, but this time it's a 1 versus 3 versus a full team of guns, and Fet grabs their third of the round. Cornell Esports now pushing further, shortening the gap to just 6 rounds.
We say just 6, but it feels like every single round here has been a struggle, a battle, a war to try and win.
Yeah, it absolutely has. The thing with Clarke University is they are able to get these rounds very easily, but every round that Cornell University has gotten, they have had to fight insanely hard for.
I do like the stack here. So over in Hookah, Clarke University's got 2 players here. They need to play to their strengths here, which is just going to be strength in numbers on any given location, and hope that they can do some weird stuff with pistols. It's kind of the same way we said Cornell needs to do to win this. This is Clarke's map pick, by the way. I just want to repoint this out. So Clarke should be winning this, right? If math goes to how math goes, this should be a Clarke win. Next map would be a Cornell win, etc., etc.
That is how the pattern goes.
That's how it should go. But as we know, best of 3s are fickle, like a pickle, and sometimes teams win maps they shouldn't. Just like sometimes teams win rounds they shouldn't. As we're under 40 seconds here, and the longer this round takes to actually occur, I favor Clarke more and more.
Left.
Because
yeah, there's only 30 seconds to go. They got to push.
And they're reading it. They're reading this 100% correctly. They move the players over in the right place, and now they're moving them back. So it's a 4-on-4 retake for both teams. No team has actual control of the site right now. So the blending spike, both teams have to retake. It's a good chunk of damage on the cable. Ain's got 1. Good start.
Fantastic start. 5v4, Clarke University. Big advantage, however. The ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh my god! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Banthanor in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no. Absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clarke University on match point. Oh, MEC! MEC!
Disgusting.
MEC! What is that?
Disgusting.
Match point.
That shouldn't be so right. Lens sits there, and then he just dies. And it looked like Zerona was checking it. And I think he actually over-peeked it. I think he overchecked it, right? He moved his mouse too far to the left and then had to readjust. But he did that so quickly and precisely that Len was able to get like 1 shot into the arm off, and that was it. Insane from Zerona. And now we're on match point.
It's round number 18.
They didn't have money last round in Clarke University. They just did not have cash. So this makes it even more important, right, for Clarke to win here, because it wasn't on a gun round that they were able to get that. They were going to get money. They got even more money. Cornell, they have money. They have the money they have, but they need to. They don't. There is no leeway anymore. You got to win what you got to win here.
Cornell taking it slow once again. I mean, after they had everything going their way in that last round, just to be stripped away from them by a single sheriff shot from Drona. You will absolutely take this slow. There's not much leeway that you can have, or there's no such thing as too careful at the moment. Cornell executing onto the B site. Scarecrow, of course, getting the first frag, taking down Cornell's big boy duelist. but they should be able to get this plant down regardless. Lamp pushes through. Ooh, Scarecrow goes down.
Yeah, that's really, really good right there.
Out of charges.
Zerona's just got... Okay, so here's the big thing. Zerona's got the Judge, and that's it in here. And it won't matter, because it goes and takes down Banthanor. That's Kang with another kill onto the Phantom this round, so it's 2v2. Diffuse has started.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, they see one.
Last
Okay.
player standing.
He's just holding. He's just... Oh, I thought he was gonna... do the thing. It's still Clarke University round win, but Soup's got to jump off the spike in order to get it done.
13-5. Only took 18 rounds for Clarke University to take map 1, and like you said, that was Cornell's pick. That was the...
that was Clarke's
I believe
pick.
that was Clarke's pick, so... Yeah, we can expect that map to go their way. They're absolutely well-versed in bind. We can know that for a fact. To take the attacking round 10-2 is sensational stuff.
The problem is that the next map is Ascent, where while it may be Cornell's pick, everyone and their mother knows how to play Ascent.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's one of those maps that I'm pretty sure both teams have drilled. I'm actually almost certain both teams have drilled. It's going to be a difficult battle for Cornell to win on that map, but it is in way more favor to Banthanor and his chosen sword over there.
Yeah, there's so many wall bangable spots, whether it's heaven on A or if it's hell on A or main wall on the B site. There's so much that Banthanor can do with his trusty steed, the big boy ODIN. And I'm absolutely excited to see. We're going to have that coming up in just a couple of moments. I hope that you all stick around because you don't want to miss it. More Valorant coming up soon. And Banthanor's Odin is about to get Odin-y?
Smashing. Because it's
Smashing.
a hammer.
That's true.
Odin has a hammer.
That's Thor.
I'd assume all the Norse ones have hammers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't question us on North mythology. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, everyone, to the Midwest Esports Conference. My name is still Mechatronic. This is still Tucker, and we are in between the matches currently for Clarke University and Cornell College. I totally didn't forget who we were watching for the last 6 seconds. No, not at all. So, map 1, Bind, was taken by Clarke University. It was mostly Clarke University's favorite. There were definitely some spots of brightness for the Cornell College side, but it seemed for the most part it was the Clarke show, and it finished being the Clarke show. Now, though, we move to Cornell's map pick, which is Ascent, which if you've watched any of Cornell this season, you'll know that this sounds like a Cornell map because they have the Odin god. So, because of that, we expect to see and hope to see a little bit more from Cornell on this map.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping for a little bit more rounds from Cornell specifically. If you just tuning in, 13-5 was the final score of Bind. I'm hoping that they can get at least 7 or 8 this time. It is their map pick, so I'm hoping that they're able to come out with a dub. But I mean, like you brought up right before the break, Ascent's one of those maps that everybody and their mother and their mother's mother knows how to play.
Yeah, it's a map that a lot of people know. As I believe we get into Agent Select now. It's a map that a lot of people know. It's a map that a lot of people know how to play against other people on. The Odin has been a thing on this map for about ever. Literally ever. I actually think day one of playing Valorant, I remember people running the Odin on this map. So we'll get some lock-ins across. So Sova, Jet, Killjoy makes sense across the board. Looks like both teams are going to go for a little bit. Oh, both teams will go for a KO and then a controller. Soup playing the Omen. He's been really good at all season. Banthanor is back on the Brimstone that he was on last map.
I don't think Brimstone's the right play for Ascent. I'm going to be honest. I think there are really only 2 controllers that are negligible. I think there's 2 that are good and 1 that's okay. That's Astra and Omen. And then I think Harbor would also be solid. I think Astra and Omen are miles better, but I haven't seen too much of Harbor, but just the utility set feels like it would match Ascent really well, especially that A site.
Yeah, there's a hope here. There's a lot of hopium angle. This is when you go watch the video that LOL Esports put out like 2 or 3 years ago that talks about Hopium from the makers of Copium. It's a real Hopium angle. All right, Cornell's got to do a lot on this attack side. They got to do a lot. I don't heavily favor the Brimstone on defense on this map, so they're going to need to do some work here. They're going towards A, though.
I don't really favor the Brimstone on either side. I know that Ascent is statistically the most defender-sided map in the game. Thanks again to Blitz GG for the stats. Once again, beautiful, beautiful.
That's cap, though. It may be, but it's not. Like, you play this map and it doesn't feel that sided. Feels like retakes actually on the A side are really okay, Kang and Ain get two. Feels like retakes on A are really difficult. There's too many angles to check. Fett's going to be checked quickly though. He's got one. He's got one. Ain's going to get the try back on it. And it's just up to the Killjoy in Lund 4.
Those storm grenades are going to run out. There's going to be a lot of time. They got to peek. Lund 4 goes down. Clarke University will get the pistol round once again. It'll be Cornell starting off with a deficit.
Not the place you want to be in, but there's a lot of game left to go. We've done about 3% of the game, so there's a lot left.
That is very true though. It's just the pistol round.
It's the first pistol round. It's not even the second pistol round.
Like what would 100 divided by 24 be? Well, not 24. What am I talking about? 24 divided by 1 be 1/24 of the round.
Yeah, which is like 4/96.
I got the calculator. Hold up.
Yeah, we saw the Hopium from the makers of Copium right there. One way goes through for Soup. Gonna try and see if anyone wants to poke their feet out under. Flashbang. Flash for Scarecrow, just trying to clear out anything here. Cable's gonna wrap this corner and will see the edge of Scarecrow. And everyone just decides, nope, this is not.
Soup.
Yeah, Fett's gonna take Soup out with that shorty really quick and upgrades to the Bulldog. He's got the full rifle here though. And there's still 2 more on the site, so this is a pretty heavy push over onto A.
That's massive. Cornell Esports has the advantage. Clarke University, despite winning the pistol round, they are not able to strike first. So this could be a factor in Cornell Esports winning the anti-eco and anti-ing the anti-eco. That's a lot of antis in a singular sentence.
The anti-eco.
Gets one with the Ghost. Can't quite get a second. They fall back. Wisely so. Only 35 seconds to go. Headshot yet again from the Ghost. Close range. This time it's Banthanor to get the upper hand. Another kill from Banthanor turns us into a 2 versus 2 as Kang evens this up. Spike is stranded. Somehow, Lund 4 comes out with it.
All right, let's see what they can do here. Oh, nicely done from Fett. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Very nice anti. And I did look it up. I did some calculations. Mechatronic.
Did the math?
I did the math. 1/24 is 4.167%. That is, of course, if this map does go all the way to 24 rounds, which we have not seen too many overtimes in this game or in this season. So I'm expecting it not to, but it's around there.
So it exists.
It does exist.
All right, first guns here. Really good stuff, by the way, for Cornell to win that second round. It puts Clarke on a really bad back foot here.
For sure. Fett and Banthanor teaming up to get some frags. We see the Odin coming out because of course we do. A site looking a little bit weak. Honestly, it's the middle part of the map that is completely abandoned by Clarke University. There is still the KJ chilling out in tree. Or chilling out in B main, excuse me. And I'm pretty sure that Cornell has a hunch of it. They're going to try to make their way up through market. Ain looks to slow it down, but there's simply no chance. The gun plays better. The positioning is better. Cornell Esports has a red carpet all the way to B site. Kang tries their best, does not succeed, and the big iron is forfeited on the floor, leaving Omen in a 4v1.
Yeah, Ain did the best that he could there. I mean, there's literally nothing more that you can expect
Spike
or hope
planted.
for than getting 1 kill in trade. The best thing you're going to guess. Best thing you're going to try for. I know where Soup is. This should just be a confirmation of this round, basically. Banthnor's aiming with it. They don't see the head. They don't see the little beret of brimstone.
Is it a beret or is it like a hoodie?
I thought it was a beret.
I always thought it was like a blue hoodie.
Well, I'm talking about Banthnor. On brimstone.
Oh, Banthnor. I thought you were talking about Omen. My bad. Yeah, that's a beret.
That is a beret. I'm
That is a
pretty
beret.
certain. I wear a lot of hats, and while I did not know what a Tribly was at the beginning of the season, I do now. But I do know that that's a beret. I've been corrected. A trilby. Which I think is actually even funnier.
Okay, moving on from the hat discourse, I feel like we're going to have a civil war here in the production room. It's round 4. Clarke University, they're
no
able
civil
to...
war in the production room. It's only with the Odin, okay? That's the Marvel reference, okay? That's how we get back to the game. That's the segue, even though Banthnor doesn't have an Odin. Or maybe he does, I just can't see it.
Banthnor, I don't think they have the money for an Odin this time around. Or
well,
actually,
they won
no,
the round,
they were able to keep it over. So yeah,
kept it.
Banthnor,
Yeah.
of course, has the Odin. This is round 4. Clarke University, kind of on the pseudo bonus round. This should be the one that they win out. Unfortunately for them, Cornell University is able to keep over all the guns from the last round. So all in all, this is a pretty even round. It's going to come down to which one of these teams can traverse the map better.
It's going to be a lot on which team can do a little bit better here. It's just all being a little bit. That's game of inches here. So let's see if there can be some more inches gained from either side. Flash goes through, misses. Zerona also misses. Doesn't miss a second time, though. It takes Fett down. Cable with the trade quickly. Soup is sitting in wine. He's just sitting here, staring menacingly, waiting for someone to pass. They've all passed him.
Soup catches one. Oh my
Got
goodness.
one. He's got
nearly
2.
chokes it away, but they've got 2. Cornell Esports, 2-man advantage as Cable is able to strike back and turn it into a 1-man
Soup is
advantage,
so
but it's
good.
immediately taken right back.
And
3
look at
kills
where-
for Soup. 1 versus 3. Len 4. They know. Oh, they know. They pop the swarm grenade, but Kang sticks it. Pros don't fake.
Yeah, so Kang half that already and understood the assignment there that, hey, you don't die if you've got full health. Just stick it. Just go through. Your life in that round does not matter as much as the round win.
One bad thing about Clarke University winning the pistol, but then losing the anti and then the bonus round is that despite they were able to win the quote-unquote pseudo bonus, Cornell Esports is still sitting very pretty. One of the players has $5,000, and Banthnor still has enough to buy that Odin, which is definitely a scary sight for Clarke University to be this early and be tied up, but there's still an Odin on the field. That is absolutely terrifying to look at.
Yes, the Odin
they know. They
it's
know.
scary on this map. There's a lot of walls that can be shot through. A lot of bingo bang ability in this map.
Fragment pushes Scarecrow away from the box. Fires through the smoke. Is the Vandal of Scarecrow. Oh my goodness. Through the smoke of the Omen as well. Takes down Banthnor. Goes away with the Odin as well. Look at flank. Kang. Headshot onto Cable. This should be an easy round for Clarke University. Cornell College trying whatever they can to salvage it out. But there's one on the flank and there's 3 pushing them straight ahead.
Good start from Land. I mean, the problem is Lamp has actually no HP. Like maybe 1.
remaining.
Yep. Lamp's dead. There's Lend peeking
30
in,
seconds
but
left.
he will take out Zerona. So 1v3. Just one on the flank. 2 in front. Scarecrow's 1 HP, but he's dead. They don't expect Wine. Wine takes him out, and that's Ain with a 3rd round for Clarke University. And they recover the operator.
I'm going to be honest, for I believe it was a 4 versus 2, that got quite nail-bitey at the end for Clarke University. And, of course, played it perfectly, chilled out in wine until the time was right, and they peeked out, got the frag. But still, that was really close.
It felt like it, but I don't think in the end of the day it really was that close. But we will see as we go through in the 6th round. Kang looks to get thinking about getting a little aggressive here. Swarm early is going to prevent them from pushing out any quicker than they want. Cable's just going to try and grab this ult orb, and he will successfully grab it. All right. He's overloaded. No one will be walking away from the KO here. And the lockdown is down as well. So they put 2 ults into this round already just to try and get something, just to try and feel something. And Ain's been feeling a lot of bullets.
It's a lot invested into this round just to get onto the site and get the spike down. As soon as that smoke dissipates, the retake is going to be in full effect. Clarke University a little bit weaker on the ult board, so they're not going to have as much firepower to hit this retake as they might have wanted to, but they still have the recon doing a lot of damage to Cable, somehow able to stay alive. Turret's going to get shot down, gives the information over to Kang. Easy frag for the KJ. Couple more shots coming out as Ain pushes down through Wasteway. There goes Kang with another frag. KO goes down. Fett gets alerted. They know where the Jet is. 1 versus 3, and it's a beautiful lineup that might just secure the round.
Not just is he an Odin god, he's a flame god. Making sure that the spike stays undefused at the end of the round. Banthanor with the lineup. Just as Odin strikes down from above, Banthanor
saves that round. That retake absolutely hit for Clarke University. If Banthanor was not alive and there was no Molly, that was a lost round for Clarke University. Or a lost round for Cornell College, I mean. Clarke University played that fantastically, but since Brimstone was still alive, and since the Molly was there, popped off at just the right place at the right time, Clarke University, unfortunately for them, has to forfeit it out.
All right, we're still in the ballpark.
Placing turrets destroyed.
That's it. We're still in the ballpark.
Grenade out.
Enemy marked.
Let's see what they can do here. 3-3 is a lot closer than it felt all last map, so we'll see if they can make it continue to be close.
Let it be execute. I don't think they know about Kang.
Oh, Fed is
now they do,
CSGO
though.
surfing.
Oh my goodness, so many shots done by Kang. It's honestly surprising that they only were able to grab 1 frag. Lamp is the last one to fall. It's Ain with a 3K. That'll give them the Hunter's Fury, and that will give Clarke University the ult advantage. They have 3 up and active right now. That'd be the Null Command, Killjoy, and the Hunter's Fury. Blanked on the name for a sec.
Can we talk about the surfing that Fett just did?
I saw that.
Like that was Counter-Strike level, right? Like he was just holding A there, making sure he stayed on the little surface. That was. Apparently you can't do it in CS2 anymore, but who cares if you can do it in Valorant?
Right? The trend used to be the CSGO surfing videos where you just talk about random things that happen on the internet culture.
Well,
and
now it's just Minecraft.
Valorant.
Well, I was going to say, now it's Minecraft
Now
parkour.
it's Minecraft parkour, yeah.
All right, we'll see what Cable can do. He's got this forward position in middle, and Banthanor's right behind him with the trademark Odin. I do have to say, out of any character, Brimstone looks the most menacing with the Odin.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
he looks like it was made for him.
Yeah, for real. There's not really
Brimstone and TF2 Heavy share a lot of characters.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, you're right. That is like uncanny. Only Brimstone
does have an Odin in his splash art. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Brimstone is just the American Heavy.
Isn't the Heavy American?
No, Heavy's Russian.
I haven't played enough TF2 to remember.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds to go. Cornell College getting ready to execute onto the A site from Tree. They've got it under control, but Scarecrow is doing their part in keeping Cornell out as they stay in Tree. There is one player over there. Fortunately for Clarke University, They are able to get themselves through. The tree player is still alive. Shrona has got to watch out for the counter flank from Shrona, and that will be it.
Are you sure? Are you
Not
sure?
I'm not sure. The retake's starting to come in. No command. Beautiful pop.
Are you sure?
I am not sure. I am absolutely not sure. Clarke University turns an inch into a mile, makes that retake somehow a reality, and Cornell College definitely going to be kicking themselves after that one. With that, 2-round advantage given right back to Clarke University. That should put Cornell on an eco round, and I'm expecting it. Yes, timeout calls out. Timeout gets called. As yeah, there it is, bottom left corner of your screen. If you look at the berry right there.
There's
That's
no
an Odin.
stimmy, but there is an Odin.
No stimmy, but Odin. Bernie
Alright,
with
so
an
let's-
Odini.
Let's talk about this for a second. So Cornell takes the timeout here. 8 rounds in, so we have 9, 10, 11, and 12 left. 4 rounds. So this is 1 round sooner than they took it last game, first half. They're in a much better position than they were. Right, last game it felt like they were in 8-1 or something like that at ballpark. 7-1-ish when they took the timeout. So this feels a bit better for them to take a timeout here. But they still got to win a couple more rounds here, right? You said the defense was a super heavy-sided map on this map. I don't personally agree, but if we take that at face value, that means that you could want like 4 rounds here, 5 rounds here, and you'll be real happy with that. But I think 3 rounds is just not enough to get by, right? 9-3 is not great. So you still got to win 1 or 2 here. Your path is not yet done on the attacking side.
I think if Clarke University are able to get 3 more, then that might be bad news for Cornell. I think best case scenario, or worst case scenario for Cornell that they can still win is probably 8-4. And that shot does not help out whatsoever. Zhona absolutely flooring with the op. Gonna push up a little bit. Whoa,
I thought he
Zhona,
was
whoa.
gonna take that shot. I thought he was gonna take that. That was bold. That was fresh. There's a couple other adjectives I could use there, but let's see him just hit it. I think he shot the flashbang.
Spike down B.
I unironically think he just hit the flashbang instead of KO.
I'm not sure if that deflects damage. I know that the cabbages of Sky deflects op damage. So
Yeah.
like if you pop the Seekers and it shoots the Seeker through you, it won't kill you. I'm not sure if the flash does the same.
This is where we need replay.
Exactly.
All right. Anthony is trying to push through now. Takes down the turret
30
from
seconds
Killjoy.
left.
Problem is there's still a man advantage for Clarke University here. There's still a health advantage for Clarke University here. There's still a gun advantage for Clarke University here. There's a life advantage for Clarke University right now. We mentioned this before the pre-show, but these teams are physically, geographically
One
located
enemy
very
remaining.
close to each other.
10 seconds left.
The 2 closest
Spike
in the
down,
league as
B.
Lamp grabs another kill in the round, trying to just make something happen here, but he won't be able to get the spike down in time. Yes. No, he won't. And he will even die after the round. You said this in our pre-show before we even started, that these 2 teams are physically the closest to each other, which prompted my question of, does that mean that they go to each other's campuses and trash talk them? I don't think right now that either team is in a great position to trash talk each other.
Yeah, maybe not. These teams are kind of just having a little bit of a waffle fest in the kindest terms that I can use. Of course, Clarke University is doing a little bit better. They made their way all the way through Bind, but on Ascent, shown to be a little bit of a problem, which is expected. It is Cornell's map.
Oh, Sue.
Oh my goodness, Soup, you need to chill. You need to chill out.
He's a full stew now. He is like a full stew. He's no longer a soup.
It's getting chunky in here. It's getting chunky. All right, we have word. The replay came in. Zhona didn't miss the flashbang.
So he just whiffed.
I guess so.
So I'm going to pretend that we don't have the ability to look at that back, and we're just going to pretend. No, never mind. Cable, buddy. Do that more.
Yeah, I did the look as this round was going on. The campus of Clarke and Cornell are only an hour away. I did the towns. It's Mount Vernon and Dubuque. So it's only an hour away by car, which is kind of interesting.
Wonder how much scrim time these teams get and how much complaints about bad campus internet you get when you're doing scrims. One campus just has way better Wi-Fi than the other campus. The ping just incredibly good at Clarke University, but not at Cornell College.
I can see it. Spike planted down. B site, of course. Soup pushing through from market. Can't quite find the head. They know that there's one. They have a hunch, anyway, that there's one holding out with a cross angle. Able to get one. Not quite able for the second. Leaving the Omen in a 1 versus 2. Soup going to jump down. I think they're going to try to make this a reality. The turret does see him. Tries to peek through. Time is ticking.
If there's anyone
grenade
I want
gets
here,
popped.
it's Soup.
And I feel like this should be the round going that way. Soup going to run in and just get themselves killed.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel great to save there either. You're going into round 11. And when you're Clarke University, you probably have a bye for this round and maybe the next round. Don't fully know the dollar reduce situation over there. They may be trying to figure out what they're doing, especially with that round loss. They may want to save a little bit more. We'll see.
Clarke University does have the lockdown available, which might be a big part to this next round. We're going to have to see. It might be a turret battle. No, Kang just immediately shoots it down. I believe Kang gets detained or gets spotted and denied their util off of the flat. What is that called?
I don't know.
What is the knife called?
This knife?
Here.
No, the knife.
Oh. I just
0
call it KO
point.
knife.
It's the 0 point.
It's KO knife.
It is a KO knife. From now on, it's KO knife, and we will not call it anything else than that. 1 minute to go. Clarke University, they got another ult on the board. It's the Into the Shadows from Omen.
There's certain abilities in this game that we just don't call it by their real things. Raise Roomba, one of them. I guess we do sometimes call that the Boombot. I don't think we ever call Omen's ult Into the Shadows unless we want to sound really fancy.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a personal call-out.
Well, I use it when I want to sound real fancy too, but generally it's just, it's just Omen teleport.
Double lock there, double operator ultimate coming out. Drona gets a very nice shot. Three players get detained on the defense. Hello?
Yeah, but they can't do anything about it.
Allows all of them to get defended. Oh my goodness, Kane, what are you doing? They pop that out as they're getting completely rushed. And just like that, Clarke University just threw away an ultimate. Oh my goodness.
Not just an ultimate. It looks like they're throwing away a round here.
Yeah, not just the ult, but the round as well. Amp gets spotted. Takes the shot out.
Actually, to be fair, if there is a team that I want, a team of people that I want in this situation, it probably is Clarke University. Ain is really, really good at clutching. We've said it many times. He's got to look to the right side. The trade is good, but no one is expecting Fett all the way around town. Ooh, 6-5. This is about as good of a half as you could have expected from Cornell here, especially given the map, right? Like this is a really acceptable half.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Cornell's able to keep Clarke at 6. They might have a chance to go into this half completely tied up, which puts me at an interesting point, considering that Cornell Esports was able to deny Clarke University the lead at the half. What can they do on defense? Because I know that Banthorn is going to have the Odin. They're going to put some pressure on B main, as well as Heaven on A. Clarke University will probably have a pretty hard time traversing that.
Ooh, full flashed. That's a little brutal. I don't know if Scarecrow wants to pick this again. I think it was a really poor decision. But Zerona sitting in mid. He hasn't done anything this round. I don't think they know he's here. I kind of like the idea of Zerona being a little aggressive here, being the engage here.
B site looks to be the point of attack for Cornell Esports. They have an ult. It's the Hunter's Fury on the Sova that can possibly get popped out to maybe deny the defusal. But the Omen ult gets popped as well. Fet's in a rough spot. Banthanor and Lin4 still able to catch these shots out, get these frags. Clarke University giving them up one by one. Soup stuck in the backside in a rough position. 1 versus 2 as Scarecrow's only able to grab one. That's Cable. Big Iron on his hip. Marty Robbins would be proud of you, but you're going up against a whole machine gun. LMG.
Got the spike.
He should know. Knows. He understood the assignment. Banthanor with the 3K into the round, making a tie game going into the second half.
Very surprising stuff. Kudos to Cornell Esports. Able to grab all of those rounds in a row. That timeout did wondrous things for them. I can't really say the same about the Cornell timeout in the first map, but this time it works out really well. Pistol round off of the switch.
There's a lot of ghosts. There's a lot of ghosts of Hellblade.
I absolutely get it, though. As since one of those maps where it's not too long range, but there are a lot of open angles that the Ghost really excels in. But also, at close range, the Sheriff can absolutely be a little bit questionable. Let's also not forget the utility on Ascent. It's a very utility-based map. You can, of course, win it out with just the guns, but utility makes it so much easier. Banthanor with a shorty just casually grabs the frag onto Zerona. Spike will get planted onto Clarke University. This should be a difficult hold for CU, but we have seen them get away with worse.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Cornell, they can try and retake this. 5v4 is a good position to be in.
Oh, definitely. Being one man up, it's whoa. Ain, how in the world do you get there? Ain runs into the smoke, able to grab a second. Just like that, the momentum has been completely reversed. Fet does not get spotted out with the recon dart, but Scarecrow, Soup, and Ain teaming up, getting all the frags down. Clarke University taking the lead off of the pistol. Fantastic work. That's another one going their way.
Yeah, no, great. Really good job by Clarke University taking that 4v5 and just making it, well, a 4v0. Weapons here, yeah, weapons here for Clarke. So this is going to be the start of what Clarke is hoping to be a good 2 or 3 rounds. Puts them in towards double digits. Good chunk closer than Cornell is. They're hoping to snowball past. KO knife goes through, hits 1. Zerona gets 2 though. Soup with the 3rd. And it's quickly a 4v2, and this looks very clearly Clarke round.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, this has to be. Lamp goes down. That's the only bit of recon that they have. It's a Sentinel. If maybe the spike was not already planted, this might be clutchable. But unfortunately, that's not the case, Mac. Spike's already down. You only have a classic if you're Lin4. You got the plat charm, but unfortunately, you are standing in the midst of 4 Clarke University players that have had your number for the majority of the night. We've seen a little bit of promise from Cornell. But all in all, it has been Clarke University's night so far. This does not mean that it's over.
You're aware it's like 4 p.m., right? Like 3:30. It's not night at all.
You know what I mean. It's
you
their
came
day,
into the Voice this morning and said that it was the morning at 2 p.m.
I am okay. Listen, in my
and now
defense,
it's the night. Where does your day go?
In my defense, I am EB. I'm sleeping right now.
You don't have a day. You have a morning and an evening. There is no afternoon. There's no midday.
I mean, why would I have an afternoon? That's just one of the most boring times of the day. Like, I mean, morning, you wake up, you're starting your day. and the evening, it's all culminating. That's when the fun happens. Like, why have an afternoon?
That's a good point. I could negate so much League of Legends ranked if I just didn't have an afternoon. All right.
You know how it is.
Ain starts first kill onto the map onto Cable. That's the initiator gone. Flash out through for Soup and company. They're able to take down Banthnor, not before he gets a kill. Teleport across for Soup. We'll see if they can get anything done here. One kill from Fed onto Ain. Fed's going to try and push the envelope here, push the information. Plant starts to go down for Scarecrow. Fed wasn't ready to push through it. He has to turn around, though, because Kang is right there. Soup's got 3 in the round.
Bonus round denial from Clarke University. That might be something that comes back to bite Cornell, because typically a team wins 3 rounds in a row to start the half off. They have the 4th guaranteed. Because look at the economy of Cornell. There's nothing. Cornell right now is in shambles, so this should be a guaranteed double digits for good old Clarke University.
All right. 7-6. Did I say 7? No, that says 9. I just can't read. 9-6, Clarke University. And Clarke is looking to win another one here. Cable is able to take down Zorona, though he took a little too much damage from Banthnor.
Wait, why is Spike? Oh, I see the play! I see the vision! The Omen ult! I see the vision.
The Omen ult works if
oh my goodness,
they're not just stuck. Right? This play works really well if they're not just stuck.
Enemy tag.
And they were a little stuck. Ain's pinging out, but there's a player there. Oh, but it doesn't matter if they're stuck. I guess not, because they're just too good. They're just way too good. 10 rounds for Clarke.
That'll make double digits, yes sir. 4 in a row for Clarke coming off of the pistol round. And Cornell is stuck with a almost must-win situation, considering if they don't, that'll give Clarke University 11. And you know about 11, that's 1 away from 12, and 12 is 1 away from 13. And 11 is sometimes more menacing than 12. I've come to notice this. If you are, like, really, really losing, like, if your enemy team has 11 rather than 12, that's sometimes more scary. I don't know why. It might just be me being a weirdo.
Scanning ahead.
All right, Recon Dart out to start. It's instantly destroyed. Let's see. They're trying to do a little bit more here. Cornell's already doing better than their last game. You were hoping for 7. We were also hoping for a win. It seems like maybe some of those will come true. But they've got to push Clarke off their little snowball here. Start through. Seen. Zorona. Grab 1 on Banthnor through the smoke. He's got 2. Zorona's unstoppable. Zorona's very good.
This guy can't be stopped.
He's very good at this video game.
That's
nope.
flawless.
Nope, I'm done. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're gonna have to solo cast the rest of this. What is this team?
Yeah, MEC's done, so hello everyone. I'm here. I'm not
Like,
quite
what is
done
this
yet.
team? Like, Zorona walks in, grabs 2 kills through smoke. Okay, fine. And then Ain just walks around and grabs 2 people behind the back, even though they heard him shoot the window out. Like, how do you get that lucky? I don't get this lucky.
No, it just happens like that. Some teams have all the luck. You know the saying, some guys have all the luck. This absolutely goes the way of Clarke University right now. They have all the advantages that they could have. They have the seeding. They have a statistical easy match going into the next round. As they are the 2nd seed, everybody except for Ohio Northern is going to be a quote-unquote easy match. It's not going to be actually easy, but to seeding, it's going to be a map that favors them. And also the luck. It's just a product of everything that Riot Games loves to bring upon the not-so-fortunate players. This time, it's just Cornell University. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Cornell College, there's always next time. They're going to call a timeout, try to salvage this game and series, but if they lose 2 more rounds, then that will be the series. That will be their upper bracket run done.
All right. Let's see if they can do it. They got 1 round to play with. 1 round. Maybe 2. Maybe.
It's also an eco round. Let's not forget that.
A lot of
As
shots.
Cable's
dead.
immediately goes down.
He doesn't see anyone. He just got shot a bunch.
Free reign for the utility for Clarke now.
Someone's picked up the sheriff, but
Down.
if the sheriff is going to be the call to help win you this round, I'm worried a little bit. You're running through the smokes. I actually really like that. Anthony's Bucky tries to get something done, but it won't to start. Oh, okay, Zrona. Like this team, every time I'm going, oh yeah, no, that's cool. They just do something cooler. Lamp's got the spike. Well, he's got the spike in front of him. So Clarke needs to get into here. But Ain has been on a tear, and Scarecrow is very good.
Last player standing.
Yeah, there's one, and the last player alive has a classic.
That was so unfortunate. They had a 2 versus 2 in hand. The Sova also grabbed a Vandal. That was a very winnable round for Cornell Esports. Unfortunately, winnable does not mean 1. In this case, that rings true. It's Clarke University now 6 rounds in a row on a so-called defender-sided map. You know what? Maybe I just do not know my stats, and maybe my sight's wrong.
I don't know what this defender-sided thing you speak of is.
Clarke University doesn't know either. Defender-sided, what's that? Let's win 6 rounds in a row on attack. If the trend keeps up, it'll likely be 7. Let's be real.
You hope it's 7. Right, for this game to go on, for Cornell to not get dumped down to the lower bracket, you hope it's 7, right? You hope for another game. But, like, stats, statistics, mathematics, history, probability, all of those things say it won't be. Kang's got
looks
2.
Oh my.
Oh. Banthor's got 2, though, too. Okay. Oh, he needed the headshot there. Ain tries, but he can't.
Attackers win.
Ain with 2 to finish it off, and oh, okay. That's playoffs round 1 finished. As Clarke University beat Cornell College. Don't fret, though. There is a whole lower bracket where Cornell will get to go face against, I believe, Simpson. We can bring the bracket up. I'll just point at things.
Yeah, so
yeah.
basically,
We're getting up to
Cornell's going to be right here.
Yeah, they'll be here.
Cornell's right here.
And then they'll
Clarke
be here.
University is up
like
here.
Here, yeah.
Somewhere up here.
Yeah. In this area.
In this area, exactly, yeah. And Cornell College, unfortunately, down here. You don't want to be down here. This down here is bad.
Down here is a bad
This up here is good.
Yeah, so we're double elim, so if you lose your first match, that's okay. If you lose your next match, that's less good if you're Cornell Esports, because that means you don't win anything. You're just out. You've lost both your lives. So yeah, that's less good. So we'll get the bracket up in a second here. Let's talk about that last map for a minute. Zrona and Ain are very good. Let's talk about the bracket. Talk about Zrona and Ain in a minute. Clarke beating Cornell 2-0. That finishes our weekly slate of matches here. Next week, Cornell will take on Simpson, who lost to Briarcliff in a 2-0 earlier today. And Southwest Baptist University will take on the Cleveland State University Vikings, which the Cleveland State University Vikings are a very good team. Like, let's be very clear. Very good team. Technically got beat by underdogs today. And that bottom set is going to be your lose and go home area. So you don't want to lose anymore. There's not really a chance for you to lose anymore. Next week in the upper bracket, we have ONU, who has played incredibly through the season, incredibly through the playoffs already. Clarke, who just beat Cornell, Briarcliff, and Miami, Ohio. I don't think anyone really expected Miami of Ohio to be up here. But they're still a really, really good team. So we'll see how they move along through the rest of this bracket.
Yeah, MU was one of those teams that they were placed a lot lower than they should have been, simply due to how many forfeits that they had. If you remember back earlier on the season, they had a lot of matches that they just simply could not make and they had to forfeit, which got them bumped down to the 5 seed. But realistically, from what we saw yesterday when they faced off against the Vikings, they absolutely deserved to be in that 3-2 spot, because it was on par with what some of these teams like Briarcliff and Clarke are putting up.
Yeah, no, they're a very good team. I watched them for a couple years in the ESC, the Esports Collegiate. I don't know what it's actually stands for. In ESC, which is another esports conference for college that runs out of the Mid-American Sports Conference. They played against my alma mater, Buffalo, for years, and I watched just get dumpstered and also beat them a lot. So I know that Miami is a really good team. They were like top 2 there. We do have an interview, though, with someone from the winning team. Go there.
Scarecrow. Yeah, we got an interview with Scarecrow, Mac. Let's I'm excited. I'm excited to get some questions going on. If you want to see the interview, make sure that you stick around. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Interview coming up soon. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. We have with us today Clarke University's Scarecrow. You can see him in between us here. You guys just won against Cornell College. I have to ask the first and most important question, which is, how does it feel to play up against the Odin god Banthanor himself?
Well, he may claim to be an Odin god, but the last time we played, I was getting a few shots through the wall on him with Odin on his end. So I don't really think he's the Odin god, but we'll see. Maybe next time we play each other, we'll go Odin against Odin.
Wow, a bold statement. I like it. So, Scarecrow, I know your first map on Bind went absolutely fantastic. It's typically a defender-sided map, but you took the attacker side at half 10-2. Talk us how you did that.
I feel like it was just being more disciplined, by not just over peaking. Maybe sometimes if we wanted to peak together, we would just call it. I would throw a few flashes out. Maybe Ain would just do his own thing, go crazy. And of course, Verona, just double satcheling in. They're just going crazy. I don't know. It's more just playing together more than anything.
I definitely like that. And another similar question, but the same thing happened on Ascent. Your defensive half went 6-6, but as soon as the side switched, you went 7 rounds in a row. Talk us through the comms of that one and how you did it.
So for Ascent, on the defensive side, we were playing, I think, too aggressive. We just kept over peaking and just losing too many 1v1s. But once we got to the attacker side, we were more like, why not just play together? We're just having too much fun because we kind of just like throwing rounds sometimes by accident. But it's kind of hard sometimes not to.
I've been there.
Oh, yeah. So next week, you guys play up against Briarcliff University. Where do you guys think that match is going to go? Do you think it's going to go 3 games? Where do you guys think you rank up against them?
I think it may end up us, but that's because we kind of know how they play, because we played against them twice this year, and we played with them at Outland last year as well, so we kind of know how they play. They may take us by storm on maybe the first map, the second half of the first map, but we're going to win it overall.
And then I guess the last bit, I want to ask you about the team, the quote-unquote upstart that we've seen here so far in the playoffs, which is the Miami, Ohio team that beat on Cleveland State on the other side of the bracket. Are you scared about this team that kind of came from kind of nowhere? They didn't play a lot of games in the regular season. A lot of them were forfeits and stuff. So are you a little scared because there's less stuff to watch on them?
I don't think so. I think we win no matter against usually any team, because that's just how we are playing together. But against Miami, Ohio, I think it's going to be a little challenge because on them. But we also had to forfeit a game against them because we had another game, so we couldn't really check to see how good they were at that time.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Tucker, you got any last questions?
I do not. Scarecrow, just want to say congratulations and best of luck in the second round.
Very much, guys.
All right, and that concludes the MEC Valorant coverage for this weekend. We'll see you all again next weekend for the next round of shows. Tomorrow is Smash with Smash people, and we will see you all again back here next week on Friday for more MEC Valorant.